Let's start by plugging in the power cord on the side of the machine. And the foot control has its own power cord. So first off, this is one that once you do this, I usually don't ever unplug it. Just slide it in. There's a little opening right in here. A good push in. And then lay the cord down through this opening so it can sit flat on your floor. And then plug in the foot control right next to the power cord. And let's go ahead and turn it on. Threading the machine. That's really where people need to start. We are going to find that there is a spool of thread on the machine when you start. There is a little thread cutter. I'm going to just go ahead and cut the thread right up here next to where the bobbin is that we're going to wind. And I'm going to pull the thread out down at the needle. That's always good when you're changing threads. Cut the thread and pull it right on through. We will find that as we have our machine and our spool, we have different ways to put this on the machine. You can have spools spinning off horizontally or vertically, depending on their type. Cross-wound thread, we're going to put on the horizontal spool pin. And if it is a stack thread, like this one is, we're going to put it on so it can spin off the spool and twirl like this. All right. So we do need to match a spool cap for this spool. We need the small one. We're going to open up the accessory bag, and we'll go through all the accessories next. But right now, I'm going to just reach in for the small spool cap. That's going to match up with this brand of thread. Okay, so winding a bobbin. There'll be a bobbin wound in the machine. Go ahead and take a new one out. We're going to go ahead and go over the top little silver guide here and come underneath. Now this little silver button is actually a pre-tensioner. So sometimes I hold my thread and make sure you hear that little snap as it clicks right in there. We're going to lay this here in this groove, and then we're going to thread up through the bobbin from the inside out. You're going to notice on your green bobbins that you'll only use with this machine. So no mixing and matching while you have other brands from other machines. This machine takes specific bobbins and size. We're going to take the thread up through the center. The center, there's a little hole next to the center. And then place it on the bobbin winding pin and slide it over. Once you slide it over, your screen is going to change and it'll say bobbin winding on. When you hold this and step on the foot control, it'll go ahead and spin, and it will break off eventually, or you can stop it and cut the thread nice and close so there's no extra little tail coming up through there. Wind a nice full bobbin. And just the fact that it's winding nice and tight, if you ever have a bobbin that you get in, it's kind of fluffy or squishy, it's just the fact that you haven't gotten it around the pre-tensioner, which is right here. It will stop when it is full, so just go ahead, and I always fill full bobbins. Never like running out in the middle or almost done. There we go. You can see it stopping spinning. Just we're going to slide it back, lift up, and cut the thread. So the little thread cutters here. We'll also show you that there's another way to wind a bobbin while the machine is actually threaded. So let me go ahead and get the machine threaded. We're going to use this same guide right up here at the top. Go over the top, come under. Now notice I'm holding my hand here so we can keep a little tension on the thread. So as we lay it in each of the grooves, it makes sure that it gets in where it needs to go. So down, follow. This is actually where the tension discs are. Those will squeeze against the thread when you lower the presser foot. You're going to come up, you're going to go in on the right side all the way back, and then just bring it towards you on the left side, and that will hook it into this little lever. Then there's one guide at the top of the needle, and now we're going to zoom in and get a nice close shot of the needle threader in a separate video. But I'll go ahead and just for right now, use it. It's just going to come down, bring that little hook through, and let us pull that right on through. But we'll do, like I said, a different video on that particular one. And then we're going to get into inserting the bobbin too. Another way you can wind a bobbin is once your needle is threaded, you notice these two silver arms on the machine. You can bring the thread from the needle. Do make sure the presser foot is up. It does not, it can actually be dangerous for your machine. That presser foot is down. Make sure it's up, and then you can come in and finish winding your bobbin. It will work just great. Saves you some time of not having to unthread your machine.